We got a planer. What does that mean? We can plane stuff. All kinds of stuff. Mostly wood. Only wood. Pretty much just wood. But the guy who sold it to me, if I stick my hand up here, which I don't recommend you ever do, even though this one's unplugged, I can feel these knives are dull, chipped even. And rest assured, we do have some new knives, so I figured today I'd pull the head off this, replace those knives, and we can get to the boat. So hopefully you guys like watching that. For those of you who don't know, this is what's known as a alien head planer. This is a big bulbous head, and clearly I just knocked the head off, so pretty cool. Little piece of info you can bring to your family dinner. It's heavy as F, and F stands for fire truck. Alrighty. That is interesting. Let's just see what kind of alien head this takes. Alright. What do you guys think, SAE? Was Craftsman with it? Are they all about it? Kitchens on me. 5:30 seconds. Industry standard. Bigger than 5:30. Correct size. All right, give me 2 seconds. Alright, so got one of these bad boys out. Doesn't actually look all that bad, honestly. You guys can see it. Could be worse. Here are so you can't feel it. I can feel it because I'm right here. So this is the blade I'm going to be replacing it with. This blade, sharp. I mean, that'll cut you. But this blade here, could shave some hair off a flea. I mean, that one is very sharp. So hopefully when we replace these blades, we're going to prevent chip out, because I can't run this old planer any faster than it already is without changing shivs on the electric motor, which if you saw the state of the electric motor, you'd understand why just sharpening the blades might be the better option. And anyways, you'd want to run a higher RPM for cedar because cedar is a softer wood, and planing it down takes a lot of patience, a lot of half cuts, a lot of quarter cuts, a lot of cuts that aren't really cuts. But these knives are very sharp, so hopefully just changing this out helps us out a lot. When you're changing these knives, one of the most important things you need to remember is that they are seated evenly. So you can kind of see this one is more in on that side and that side. Must be some dirt in the channel there that it locks into. Maybe it's supposed to be like that. I don't know. Yeah, there's a nice piece of wood in there. Oh, there. There we go. Now you can see it's kind of seated a lot more evenly. And the reason that's important is you get a much more even cut all the way across. So, just something to look out for when you're seating these blades. So, anyway, I'll go back to overlaps. So, another thing I kind of like to do is when I'm doing this, I'll leave 2 of these out, and that way when I move on to the next blade, if I decide to just, oh, oops, which one is it? It's one with the 2 out. So I'll do this blade, and I'll do this blade, and then I'll tighten them all up, and I'll kind of torque them one last time before I put the head back on. So yeah, just want to share. One of the things you don't want to do is over torque these because you risk stripping them. And then it's real fun getting these out. I mean, 5/32 set screws are not the hardest thing to come by, but it's just something you want to avoid. So, anyways, these 4 holes here line up here and here. If you want to know how to get these out, I found the best way is like this. I'm sure there's an easier way. This is just what I got, so this is what I used. I'm going to put all this back together, and maybe we'll plane some wood. So, yeah. So, now that we have this big old head back on here, let's see if it works. Run some boards through, see if we can get it planed down. So, a nice plain piece of cedar to make strips out of. what I was doing when I was walking off camera there was coming up and grabbing planks off the floor over here previously and just taking them and checking how thick it was comparatively to what we got. And our board is still just a hair, just a baby's breath thicker than this board, but it's starting to come together. So in our next video, we'll cut these down to 1-inch strips and throw them through the router table to put a bead and a channel on them to lock into each other. And then hopefully after that, be able to start replacing some of the strips that were taken off this side of the boat because they had rotted away.